What's going on, Sam Channel viewers? Have I got a question for you? What does FinOps, ransomware, and working from home all have in common? Those three things are just a few of the many growing trends that IT asset managers will have to deal with in 2022. Luckily, to prepare you for next year's biggest IT shifts, we here at Metrics Data have prepared a list of 6 educated predictions about the most expected trends IT asset managers will be facing coming up in the next year. Let's jump into it. However, before we start, we've developed a PDF on the top 10 ITAM trends that IT asset managers will be dealing with, which includes everything in this list plus 4 that didn't make it to the video. So without further ado, you can download that PDF by clicking the link below. Now let's really get into the top trends IT asset managers have to look out for in 2022. Trend number 1, a ramping up of FinOps as companies move more assets into the cloud. But what is FinOps? It's an operating framework that companies use to manage their cloud operations. Within the FinOps model, there's teams, systems, and procedures in place that help the company gain visibility, usage statistics, and cost allocation statistics into their cloud spend. As companies move more assets and processes into the cloud, we predict that organizations will become heavily reliant on FinOps teams to develop more strategies to help them see into their own company's spending. We also predict that FinOps teams will be actively consolidating their licenses to give them more sway at the negotiation table. FinOps in the IT world is essential, and we don't expect this trend to stop anytime soon. As long as there's vendors and consumers buying from them, the vendors will be trying to turn up their revenue at any corner possible while the consumer tries to avoid those increases. Luckily, our Slim 360 licensing tool is well positioned to help IT asset managers and FinOps teams get a handle and insights into their cloud usage and spend. And it's especially robust for organizations using the Microsoft Azure cloud. With built-in alerts for budgeting, resource tagging, and licensing wastage, you can manage a global organization's cloud licensing costs from the comfort of your work-from-home setup. Number 2, security and financial risks from working from home. As companies scramble to get their people set up at their work-from-home offices, they may have overlooked some technical aspects such as security and licensing ramifications that come with expanding their network's perimeter. We predict organizations will be working backward to secure and govern their IT assets at home, as it's clear the work-from-home trend will be sticking with us for the long term. We also predict and see even now that financial and security teams are actively looking to gather data around if work from home causes any unusual security threats or any actual cost benefits to the organization. These teams will be further comparing if the added cost of security measures they may incur due to the rise in work from home will outweigh any benefits work from home may have provided. Organizations will also be looking at security from a new perspective, whether it's on securing home routers or provisioning work from home workers access to the corporate network. And this segues nicely into number 3, ransomware. Expanding your organization's network allows for a much greater attack surface for bad actors. We've seen this firsthand with our healthcare clients, as they are the preferred target for ransomware attacks in 2021, and we predict to see this further increase in 2022. We believe that in 2022, work from home policies will only lead to more attacks if no further progress is taken. We suggest companies actively check their security perimeter from all angles to test for ransomware vulnerabilities. Plus, they should look into cloud storage to keep their data in multiple backup locations. Number 4. The consolidation of endpoint security systems. In 2022, we predict a rationalization and consolidation of all endpoint security systems floating around in an organization's environment. The goal will also be to figure out if they can chop these systems down to 1 or 2 in their environment so they can maximize the amount of leverage they have in negotiations, reduce the cost of the actual protection system, and the integration work they may need to implement them. And that brings us to number 5, A shift to virtual desktops. Due to the prevalence of working from home, companies are predicted to switch to a virtual desktop model like Amazon Workspace to better manage their employees' access to the network. Microsoft has also just launched their Windows Managed Service to compete with this. However, its viability as a VDI is up for debate due to its high price. And last but not least, number 6, Amazon Web Services versus Microsoft's strict licensing rules. Microsoft has put in licensing rules that make it so that users wishing to use their technologies in another provider's cloud extremely difficult, expensive, and hard to do. Due to this, we predict that cloud competitor Amazon's AWS, or the customers using it, will continually push Microsoft to allow their technologies to be used on Amazon's cloud legally. An example of this dispute can be seen in Microsoft's licensing rules around Windows VDIs, which are currently not legal to run in AWS. In 2022, we predict Microsoft will face customer backlash if they continue to restrict their clients' flexibility of choice. If you want to have the flexibility to know what you should do with your cloud IT assets in 2022, I want you to check out the description below, download that PDF, and also take a look at our Slim 360 licensing optimization tool. Once again, thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to smash that like button and hit that subscribe. I hope that with this video, your team is ready for the ITAM trends that are coming in 2022. Until next time, thanks for watching. Keep your software safe and your assets managed.